This is Donald J. Trump, the 45th and soon-to-be 47th President of the United States. On December 12th, Time magazine announced that Trump was named Person of the Year and revealed their front cover. Here's MSNBC host Joy Reid on the matter.
Time magazine's Person of the Year. Well, today, Donald Trump celebrated securing that distinction for a second time. And let's remember who else has been given this title in years past in the same category. Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Ayatollah Khomeini, and Vladimir Putin. In fact, Stalin won the distinction twice, just like Trump.
I, for one, am shocked and horrified that Donald Trump would be given the same distinction as... Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't think Joy thought this one through. Anyway, Trump was also interviewed by Time magazine and was asked the following. If the prices of groceries don't come down, will your presidency be a failure? Trump replied, I don't think so. Look, they got them up. I'd like to bring them down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard, but I think they will. I think the energy is going to bring them down. I think a better supply chain is going to bring them down. So let's break this down. Trump correctly points out that grocery prices under the Biden-Harris administration went up 22% since they took office. Then Trump said, I'd like to bring them down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard, but I think that they will. So to be clear, just because Trump says it's going to be hard, it doesn't mean that he thinks it's going to be impossible. To quote President Theodore Roosevelt, nothing in the world is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, difficulty. Then Trump said, I think that energy is going to bring them down. I think a better supply chain is going to bring them down. So first of all, Trump is right. Cheaper energy helps drive down costs. For everything. It's just that simple. Then there are supply chain issues that the Biden administration has been completely inept at solving, including Houthi rebel drone attacks on commercial ships in the Red Sea that have majorly disrupted global supply chains. Unlike the Biden administration, Trump's not going to put up with this shit. So to recap, Trump wants to bring prices down, and he thinks that the actions his administration will take will do just that. But within minutes of Trump's interview having been published, MSNBC contributor and professional liar Sam Stein posted the following on X. Trump tells Time he's not sure he can get the price of groceries down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard. Besides taking Trump out of context, Sam Stein is explicitly lying about what Trump said. He never said that he's not sure if he can get grocery prices down. Trump literally said, I think that they will. And it should be no surprise that the media grabbed the baton from Sam Stein and ran with it.
The president-elect is moving the goalposts on some of his pledges, like lowering the price of groceries. It's hard to bring things down once they're up, Trump says. You know, it's very hard.
Quote, it's hard to bring things down once they're up, Trump says. Quote, you know, it's very hard, end quote.
I'd like to bring them down, he says. It's hard to bring things down once they're up.
I'd like to bring them down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard, end quote.
Trump told Time magazine in an interview after he won, quote, I'd like to bring them down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard.
Speaking on lowering the price of groceries, Trump told the magazine, it's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard.
It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard.
I'd like to bring them down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard.
He's already hedging his bets, telling Time, I'd like to bring them down. It's hard to bring things down once they're up. You know, it's very hard. Sorry, MAGA. But hey, Trump made the list as Time's Person of the Year again, so at least Trump's happy, right?
Welcome to the media's newest hoax. I guess we can call this one Grocery Gate. And like the Fine People on Both Sides hoax, the Central Park 5 hoax, the Liz Cheney firing squad hoax, and the bloodbath hoax, the media is going to lie and claim that Trump said things that in reality, he never actually said.
President-elect Donald Trump admits he may not be able to bring down your grocery prices.
I do wonder If you are at all surprised that Donald Trump is actually saying explicitly out there in public, yeah, I probably won't be able to lower grocery prices.
So, of course, he has to land at, well, there's nothing much we could do here, guys. So, I've campaigned on it, but good luck to you all.
President Trump said can't lower prices once they're high.
Trump is seemingly backing away from his promise, his pledge to bring prices down.
Donald Trump lied. That's first. And let's just articulate exactly.
That is not true. About
That
what?
is absolutely true.
And now is admitting that he won't solve it at all.
But now he says he also cannot lower the price of groceries.
And for him to retract and basically say, I can't fix this, maybe somebody, no, it's not going to fly with the American people.
During the campaign, Donald Trump said that he was going to bring prices down. Today, he simply said, you know what? Those prices, particularly grocery prices, are not going to come down.
This should be the headline for everybody for the next week or so. Like, why did you say you could and now you can't?
And, you know, he just lied throughout the campaign, and everybody who supported him and who was a surrogate for him was lying too that he was going to do this. So I'm glad he finally admitted it.
So when Trump says, you know, it's very hard to lower prices, but I think that they will come down, he's actually admitting that prices aren't going to come down. Makes sense to me. What's your problem?
There was no plan, there is no plan, there is not going to be a plan to get prices down.
He never really had a plan to actually bring down grocery prices, right?
Wrong. A big piece of Trump's plan to get prices down is to increase oil and gas production here in the United States. But according to our experts in the media, we have more than enough energy.
He also said energy is going to bring costs down and a better supply chain. He's already promised to boost oil and gas production, but here's the thing to keep in mind. American energy production is already at an all-time high.
Even when he talks about expanding oil production in terms of lowering prices, there are record high of oil production currently.
Production in the United States is up.
All of the things that Trump is promising now in his economic agenda will make inflation worse.
Cheaper energy?
First
Make
of all,
it worse?
oil production is at an all-time high. We are producing more oil per day in this country than any country has
I think energy
in
producers
history.
would tell you.
So this Princeton graduate with a BA in anthropology is bragging that the United States is producing more oil than ever before. But what she doesn't realize is that growth is because of the Trump administration. You see, when Trump entered office in January 2017, the United States was producing 8,873,000 barrels of crude oil a day. 3 years later, we were producing 12,851,000 barrels a day. That is a 44.5% increase in just 3 years. But the most recent data shows under President Biden that in September 2024, the United States produced 13.2 million barrels of crude oil per day, which is only a 2.67% increase over production highs under President Trump. In other words, Catherine is bragging that in 3 years and 9 months, the United States has only increased the rate of crude oil production by less than 2.7%. You can't make this stuff up, folks.
We are producing more oil now than even when Trump was in office.
Well, it's more.
That's a fact.
It's about more than just oil production. There's all sorts of.
We're also producing
refining capacity,
we're producing
pipeline
record
capacity.
high levels of natural gas.
Look,
We're producing record high levels.
I know your favorite pastime is to come out here and talk over me, but just please.
I care about the facts. I care about the facts.
Well, Catherine, let's look at the facts regarding natural gas in the U.S. When Trump entered office in January 2017, the United States was withdrawing 2.7 million cubic feet of natural gas per month. 3 years later, we were withdrawing nearly 3.6 million cubic feet. That is the highest in American history at that point, and an increase of 32% over 3 years. But under President Joe Biden, in September 2024, the United States withdrew 3.7 million cubic feet of natural gas, which is a whopping 3.2% increase in production since January 2020. So when professional know-nothings like Catherine Rampell brag that we're producing more oil and gas than at any time in history, it's largely empty. It's like an employee only getting a 3% raise over a 3.5-year period, and then their employer saying, well, why are you complaining? You're making the most money you've ever made here.
He's going to do stuff on energy. He's going to take regulatory shackles off of the energy producers. If you talk to anybody in the energy business who produces, refines, deals with pipelines, this administration, Democrats in Congress, have put shackles on what they can do.
Why is energy production at a record high?
If you take the shackles off, the prices will go down.
No,
It should help.
no.
And Scott Jennings is right, as per usual. The Biden-Harris administration has done everything in their power to strangle energy production over the last 4 years. But that all ends on January 20th, 2025. And on that note, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time, if there is next time.